let's take it away. So I'm going to tell you some things that nobody has ever told you about, or in fact, prepared you for about pregnancy and what comes straight afterwards. You would think that since this pregnancy thing has been around since the beginning of time, and since everyone has so much information to tell you, the internet, your mother, your doctor, even complete strangers, that you would know every single thing about pregnancy. But the truth is, you don't. You will discover that previous tasks have become simply impossible, such as bending over to tie your shoelaces, or in fact even shaving your legs. Thank heavens for hair remover. One thing that I firmly remember, once you've had the baby, is that every orifice of your body will drip. Everything will continually drip after you've had a baby. Your boobs will drip. That will drip. Everything will constantly drip. And there's no way of stopping it. That is just the miracle of being a new mother. This next part is not so bad at all. In fact, you may want to take advantage of your man right now, because in the third trimester, you may be lustier than ever. So this next thing really does happen. Some men, when their wife is pregnant, they just don't find you sexually attractive at all. It's just simply temporary. Although you might find yourself very sexy, they may not. But on the other hand, some of them may find you a real turn on. Just go with the flow. Go with what you enjoy. Another thing is morning sickness. I have no idea why they call it morning sickness. That morning sickness doesn't just come in the morning. It comes at the strangest times. Tonic water, licorice. There are some amazing remedies out there. Hair color. Your hair color will change during pregnancy. Not all of you, but some of you. Your hair color will change upstairs and downstairs. And every kind of flatulence is a thing. So better yet, surround yourselves by friends who will tolerate your flatulence, or practice your face of disgust and blame it on somebody else. One word that really doesn't need to be unpacked is hemorrhoids. There are times, and in fact most definitely all the time, that you will feel a massive burden of responsibility for the development of your child, from what you put into your mouth, how it affects your child, to your moods and your exercise. But you know what? You've got this. Just relax. Everything will be okay. Something that we often lose sight of is that pregnancy is sold as this beautiful, serene, amazing moment in a woman's life. But it's not. We often feel bloated, moody, grumpy. Our hormones are doing crazy things. We can't touch our feet. It's not as perfect as a nappy commercial. Someone once said to me a saying that I'll never ever forget. They said, "The nights are long, but the years are short." And I can definitely agree with that. My eldest daughter is nearly 9, youngest is 5, and only now I'm starting to give away some of their baby items, because parting with that nostalgia is one of the hardest things possible. No one quite prepares you for that moment when you actually birth that special being that's inside of you. It is the most breathtaking and amazing experience, and no matter what you've been through, when these little ones are inside of your stomach, when they come out, it's the most amazing experience meeting your best friend that you've never actually met before. Those years are the most special years, and they go so quickly, but there's nothing that encapsulates and can describe what being a mother is like. It is a feeling that makes you feel like a completed woman, and it's one of the hardest and most challenging things, but at the same time, the most rewarding things ever. And while you often may think what happened to that beautifully manicured woman before you had a baby. I promise you, you will come into your own and you will find yourself and you'll say you wouldn't wish it away for anything in the world. Whether raising babies or starting a business, there's no 100% foolproof method of what you are actually doing. The truth of the matter is that there is no set path to get from A to B. Sometimes you will in fact go from A throughout the entire alphabet all the way to Z in order to get to B, because no one actually knows what they're doing. And if you can't make it, simply just fake it until you know what you're going to be doing. Our parents let us get away with so many things which we would never let our kids do today. And I think that that's due to the fact that there's just so much more information around us, that we are so much more aware of the possible dangers and threats that could come to our own children. But I think because of this, we as parents, and particularly as women, we have lost touch with that certain instinct, that gut feeling that we have that tells us whether something is right or something is wrong. We are so dependent on what our friends say and what our doctors say and what the internet says that we've lost sense with that gut feel inside of us. And as a mother, you know what's right and what's wrong. You know whether your child is sick or not. You just have to learn to bring back that trust that gut instinct that you have. Be the mother, find that gut feeling that you have and trust it. I often read from mothers who are busy planning their births, and they have their birth plans and they are planning everything from where to when to how and everything in between. You know, the candles, the music, the what to wear, the cameras, who's going to be in the room and so forth. But what happens if not everything goes the right way? If your gynae's on leave or anything else could go possibly wrong. In my case, I didn't even listen to the C-section section of the antenatal class. I was adamant I was going to have a perfect water birth. Well, that all did not happen, and I ended up having an emergency C-section. Things may not go the right way you wanted them to go, but to be very honest, whether your baby's born in a tree, in water, in a hospital unit, in the back of an ambulance, the little thing that comes out is absolutely perfect, no matter which way it's born. And you look at it with love, and that birth plan all just simply slips away. Things aren't always as you expect them to go in life. And I think that that's your very first encounter with being a parent. Accept what happens, because life is not always about plans. It's about things that go the way that you don't expect them to go. And it teaches you how to improvise and how to deal with them. Some parents will want their children to hold their knives and forks a certain way, and other parents will want their children to eat all their veggies. Be prepared to tell your children lies to get them to eat their veggies, and that's okay. But be prepared. Parenting is all about being prepared. And that goes from day one, when you have that very, very large nappy bag with everything, including the kitchen sink in it. Because just in case, you never know what could possibly happen. Whether you're a helicopter mom or a tiger mother, every kind's okay, but you need to find what's right for you. And what you'll find is that the more that you learn to trust that inner voice, the louder it will start beating. Baby Yum Yum was simply just a passion project for me. And eventually, when I let go of all my other projects purely to focus on Baby Yum Yum, that drum was not only beating in my ears or my stomach, it was beating the loudest in my heart. And I really listened to it. And thank heavens for that has really been one of the main success factors to Baby Yum Yum, the passion behind it. What's really helped me is that you need to be able to maintain perspective on things. Step away and look at the bigger picture of things. Be able to make quick minute-to-minute changes, because that's really what you need to do as a parent and as a business owner, because things don't always go according to plan. Mistakes will happen, and that's part of the journey. Things will feel terrible in the moment, but you'll look back on things and you'll actually appreciate that that's what makes you feel alive in life. Really, really important. Trust yourself. Don't live your life too scared to make those mistakes. Often in life, you have to cut back things, just like pruning a rose garden. Although it's very sad to cut back on those beautiful flourishes of roses, every rose keeper will know that if you cut back on the flourish of roses, the next season you will get the most beautiful, beautiful, beautiful flourish of roses. And that too is just like life and your business. You have to say no to your kids sometimes. You have to cut back on things with your kids. And just like in business, you have to make hard, very difficult and firm decisions, like adjusting things and changing things. And it's often for the sake of the business to keep jobs going. Just remember that when raising a child or growing a business, there's no set results. You can only but determine where you want to be and have that vision and that goal. But how you get there will always alter and always change. But it's important to be firm and fair within your team, within your business, within your family, your children, but most importantly, within yourself. From the moment that you become a mother, your husband drops a notch and becomes second place. Your baby becomes number one priority, and that's okay. But unfortunately, it's something that a lot of dads certainly don't understand. And can you really blame them? They've always been number one in your life, and now something that comes along, that screams all night, poops and wants your attention, is number one in your life. It's a huge shock. No wonder the divorce rate is so high when people have little babies. But it is so important to remember who the number one used to be. It's okay if they're not number one, but it's so important to make time for each other, have those boundaries, put them in place, shave your legs, put on your makeup, set your clocks, have that intimate time together. It is so important. Don't get into a habit of just answering your phone or just answering the last email, because that in itself is a habit and it is so unnecessary. Boundaries play a pivotal role in any family and in any business. The inability to set boundaries for yourself and your business can in fact be disastrous. It's important to set an example to your family and to your business that you are in fact able to turn off, that you are in fact able to disconnect yourself from those emails that are coming in. Because if you are unable to, it's unhealthy for yourself. The world will not stop turning if you are unable to answer that one business call. You need to be present. You need to be there for your children and not just saying, I've spent time with my children. You need to be present, mindful and present. Get down on the floor, play with your children and spend quality time. Make those memories with your children. Don't make memories on your phone. Just as boundaries are so important for ourselves and our businesses, boundaries are so important for children as well. Boundaries make children feel safe and secure, as do routine. Especially in today's times with COVID, there's so much uncertainty. The one thing that keeps children feeling safe and secure are those constant routines. Why? Because they simply know what is coming next. And in a way, you can translate that into your business as well and into other aspects of your life. Routine creates a knowing sense for everybody. And if everybody knows what's coming next, everyone feels a lot more relaxed. And it is just another way of communicating things to your team, your family, your colleagues, and as I mentioned before, your kids and your partner. Don't be afraid to say no. No is a very, very powerful word. No creates those boundaries for you automatically, and we should be able to say no to our children and normalize the word no to them. They should understand that no is not a negative word. No is in fact a positive word. No can obviously create happiness in a household, and no can create happiness for mommy, because happy mommy equals a happy household. Very important. Without saying no, you can be taken advantage of. You can burn yourself out completely. So you can create disastrous temper tantrums as well with your children. So it's important for them to understand the meaning of the word no, and that there's a cause and reaction of every single thing that's done. So no is vitally important to teach your children from an early age. Often, the most important thing about parenting is simply just to show up and be present. And it's been portrayed in so many movies before where they make light of the fun, that the most important thing about parenting is just to be present and show up. Don't worry about all the gadgets and the gizmos and all the fun things that kids are interested in. The most important thing is quality time. And the same with your business. Make the quality time for your business. It's not about quantity, but rather quality. I have a great saying: the universe supports action, not thought. If you think things, do them. Make them become a reality. Do that with your business and do that with your family. Life will be harmonious and your dreams will come true. Just remember that there is no perfect parent. Just like having a business, every day is something different and there's no manual that comes with it. Just the fact that you're thinking about being a perfect parent means that you kind of are the best parent that there is. I remember after my first baby, I was so concerned and so scared when I found out when I was pregnant with my second one, because I thought, oh my goodness, how am I going to find more love for my second one? Because the love that I had for my first was absolutely phenomenal. And after my second one came out, it was amazing that a whole new bubble of a completely different type of love came out for my second one. And I think that all of your fears and concerns that you have with pregnancy and with being a parent, whether they're mental, emotional, financial, they kind of just subside. And although they're always there, you find a way to work through them and you evolve as a person, just as you do through business. You evolve as a business owner, you evolve as a parent, because that's what being a parent is. You just find a way to deal with every little thing and every big